It's the Goldwater. I mean, we're here.
It's the Goldwater, and we can't be quiet.
And we have nothing to declare. Okay?
We have nothing to declare.
Nothing to declare.
We just want to make some noise.
We just breeze right through that.
Can I say, to be honest, my mind is like super full because of your voice. It's too loud.
Does this hurt?
I'm too loud for this early
I didn't get
I always wondered why you sat there.
Huh?
I mean, I always wondered why you sat there. Because you're getting it, you know, seriously. You're getting total stereo fill.
Right.
Yeah, like I
Burdock
don't know.
left.
I didn't get enough sleep. I'm having trouble sleeping.
So the sound engineer, I need a little more burdock in my ear over here. Like, turn up the fill, turn down the fill.
Yeah, turn down the fill.
Right? Turn down the fill.
How's everyone?
Just
we missed the show last week, but hey,
we were rogue. We went rogue. We were on a mission.
We're back.
Absolutely. So, let's hit the news. Trump just finished up his speech, and 100,000 RSVPs were for this show. And of course, there's only 19,000 people. Now, 19,000 people is a lot, and I think that is a record for any midterm. Keep in mind, this is a midterm election. And you get 19,000 people in an arena for a midterm election? It's just crazy. And what they did was, and 100,000 people are RSVP'd, but what they did, and they're doing it right now, they're just finishing it up, or Lord knows, maybe they're just starting. The whole parking lot is a tailgate party, and of course this is in Texas. Have you ever been to a tailgate party in Texas?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you got to put that on your list somewhere.
Tailgate party? Is that what you said?
Wow.
Tell me about it.
That's just great. It's basically...
I've never been into any party for like a year now, I guess.
Well, what happens, a tailgate party is where you go and you're gonna go to usually like a sporting event, or sometimes you can just have a tailgate party where you don't have anywhere to go because you can't pay for the rent on your mobile home or something.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need a game to go to pre-game it.
Yeah, you can go to the Walmart parking lot because you know Jimmy, the security guard, and everything's cool. But a tailgate party is basically where people, a lot of times, they'll bring their barbecues, their really expensive coolers, lots of beer. And they'll do a little cookout, and everybody kind of gets their cars together, and it's, you know, a lot of people you fire up generators, and you know, kind of the competition is to see who can outdo the next guy with the cooking, or you know what you can get in your truck, because you have to have a truck. You have to pronounce it that way. It's a truck.
Right.
Texas is absolutely great for tailgating. Pretty much anywhere in the South. More Texas, but you go tailgating, and you got ribs, and everything starts to smell really good, and lots of canned domestic beer. You wouldn't dare be drinking Dos Equis or Stella. You don't drink Stella Artois at a...
Excuse me, do you have any Hoegaarden here?
Yeah.
Hey, get out.
No. You're going to use French's mustard on your dogs, and you're going to use... And you're going to have a real opinion about your barbecue and your ribs. So, but it's great, and everybody's happy, and sometimes you see some fights, but that's normally after somebody drinks a case of beer.
Right.
Which you always see that, and then, but it's always a kind of fight where it's the two guys, you see them beating each other up, and then you come back later, and they're kind of hugging each other afterwards. They're just like, "I love you too, bro." You know, oh, that's great. I just don't, I just don't think that my sister's the right girl for you. Well, it's okay. I'm looking forward to being your brother-in-law. So yeah, that's the kind of fight that you see. But anyway, that's Texas, and that's what they're doing outside of the Trump rally right now. I don't know what the fire regulations are, but I saw people grilling. So, and you don't barbecue, you grill.
Yep.
In Tennessee, especially.
Tennessee.
You know, I got corrected right quick.
Grill out, yep.
Yeah.
Why are you talking in Southern accent?
Or cookout. You can call it a cookout too, but yeah.
You don't barbecue, you have barbecue.
Exactly.
But the verb is
you
grill.
You cook
grill.
barbecue when you're cooking out.
Yeah.
When you're grilling, yeah.
Yeah,
When
you
you
cook
grilling or
barbecue,
you cooking out,
But
yeah.
you don't barbecue something.
Mm-hmm.
That's never a verb.
Okay, you grill. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
you grill. Or you cook barbecue.
You cook barbecue. Barbecue is not
And then
a
you
verb.
grill everything
Barbecuing is not.
else. No, that's not good.
That's not good. Yeah.
And in the West, it's okay. But you pretty much want to follow the South when it comes to grilling.
Okay.
Yeah, that's or anything barbecue. So, you want a quick rundown on barbecue?
Why not?
All right. So, I mean, I don't know. This will be interesting. Have we ever talked about barbecue?
Oh my God! I want a baby back rib.
I'm sure that we've at least
Can you
mentioned
barbecue a
it.
baby
Yeah.
back
So,
ribs?
you got.
You can roast it. I know.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
barbecue.
Well, basically, it's dead,
grill.
it's dead
baby
animals
back rib.
and fire.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm.
and they could be pigs or cows.
Right.
Dead meat, you mean? Dead meat?
Dead animals.
Dead
and you
animal.
Take parts of either pigs or cows,
Mm-hmm.
and you put them on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and you put other stuff on there, it makes it taste good. And everybody's got a different way of doing it.
Exactly.
Doing it.
Like, and not even like in
You mean
Tennessee,
grilling
there's
it.
Memphis barbecue,
Yeah.
and Memphis barbecue is not the same as what you're gonna get in like Chattanooga, for
Well,
instance.
now Memphis
Yeah.
barbecue,
That's
like
making
if you
me
say I'm gonna go
hungry,
get
guys.
barbecue in Memphis, that typically refers to pulled pork.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're saying, hey, you want to go get barbecue?
And then there's
And they
like
say-
coastal Carolina's got the sweet
They're
heat, and
They're
then
gonna go
yeah.
get something. And by the way, Memphis barbecue, which is pulled pork, generally referred to. The whole symposium of barbecue is different, but you want to go get barbecue is a pulled pork sandwich, and it's on white bread. And that's the only way to get it. Okay, it'd be like, Corky's. Corky's is good barbecue.
Why are you
been to
talking about
Corky's?
that?
Corky's
Yep,
makes
sticky
some
fingers,
sticky
fingers, yeah.
I've never been there.
and it ain't too sweet, but it's just got that right.
Right,
amount,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
ain't got
yeah.
all the vinegar.
Vinegar.
Mhm.
It's the pulled pork barbecue from Memphis, or Tennessee, and Tennessee
Mhm.
has its different areas. of
Exactly,
barbecue as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
I know mostly Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So now Texas barbecue, it could be either pig and a lot of times, but to me, brisket. Texas is all about brisket. If you're going to have barbecue in Texas, if you're going to vote, hey, you guys do the best in this area, it's Texas brisket. So, oh my God, my mouth is watering.
Yeah, I was like, stop
So,
right there. Like, I'm
good,
getting
because
hungry.
These guys, they have everything's bigger in Texas, and we're just talking
Yep.
about Trump with this massive arena, and everything is bigger. Like, if you go into a restaurant and a steak knife is a steak knife, it's like, everything's huge. Plates, restaurant, everything. The people are big, so
Texas.
what they've got there are these massive barbecues that they call them barrel, but they're huge, and they're so big that they actually need to be towed by a car.
Ooh.
They've got their own trailer. They're mounted to these big trailers, and some of them are shaped like pigs, and but some of them cost like $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 for some of these.
That's like
they really take this seriously. And so they're going to be putting their meat in there. And typically, my favorite is brisket, because this is like slow roasted, but they got all of the different types of hickory. And they like to smoke stuff. So you got all of this native wood that's being used to get that flavor into that barbecue. And there's no other taste like it. And it's bold, and when you order it, you've got enough for like a week. You're gonna want to have. You might as well just order 2, so that way you're not embarrassed by taking a doggy bag, because that'll feed your whole family. Over 2 brisket dinners in a good Texas diner would feed a Filipino family of 4 for what? How long? A week, right?
Right.
I know. I'm not.
my size?
No, me too. I don't have a huge appetite myself. So
I don't have a huge appetite.
But yeah,
But always hungry.
if we came and did a cookout, you'd be good until next month.
I'll be good until next month. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, and then you can get into the Carolinas regarding what they need to do with their barbecue sauce. Some of it's interesting, some of it's a little more spicy.
Oh no!
Yeah, I
I'm
like
really
the
craving for that,
the coastal California, the sweet
baby
heat.
back
Yeah.
ribs.
But you can't
Baby back
forget,
ribs.
if you're talking about this, you can't forget the dry rubs in Kansas.
Oh, I was gonna say
You got
exactly.
the
Yeah,
dry
yeah,
rubs in
yeah.
Kansas, and that works both with pork, but mostly on beef, and it works on all sorts of stuff. So they do some magic in Kansas, which is really nice on both sides of the border. Okay, let's put it that way. Kansas City.
Okay,
Arkansas, Kansas.
enough with the barbecue.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of hungry now.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. Baby back ribs.
Do they have a barbecue restaurant here?
I was gonna say the plantation place on 4th of July they had a deal on ribs, and so I got like a half a rack of ribs.
Was it? It was like.
It was good.
Is there a place that has like hickory smoked something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it was they cooked it, but it was pretty good ribs. Actually,
I want to find a place with a smoker.
Like the real.
A real smoker. Yeah. No,
I've never seen one.
You know what? I think I illegally imported some hickory, or some kind of wood chips for Toby, and it was one of these things that it's like a cold. Instead of incense, it blows out hickory smoke or sandalwood. You can think about all the different things you can burn instead of incense. You can just burn the wood itself, but it's a cold smoker thing, and it's got a filter on it. I don't know. It was weird. It's like some vape. It was like a vaping machine for air freshener or for scenting your place. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Like a vaporizer?
Yeah, it was instead of smoking
like
it, you have it just blow it out.
Humidifier.
And it smells good.
Yeah.
And it takes
They have tons of that in the mall.
Real wood chips. Oh, yeah. I had to import the wood chips illegally.
How did you do that?
I just put it in my bag and smiled. Said, hi. How y'all doing? So, yeah, Trump just finished up this rally. One thing we need to do, I mean, we've been hitting it really hard. If you go to the goldwater.com, folks.
What are those?
That's what we're going to be talking about. That's an NPC, and there's a Trump NPC right here. Yeah. And we got a good surprise for you folks this week.
Meme campaign to troll liberals explodes.
This is such an exploration in psychology. I mean, in so many different areas of psychology. The NPC is non-playable character, and so the origin of this actually goes back to, rightfully so, it's about 2016, and I think it was on 4chan. Now, from what I understand, the person that was on 4chan is now on 8chan, our network. Thank you very much. I mean, our sister network, our part of our embodied lifeblood being. We're one big organism over here. So, from what I understand, it finally got out, and somebody realized how brilliant this was. It's an image of a. Maybe we can put it up. NPC. This is the first article with the kind of cartoon characters on the Goldwater.com. This article, we've got a couple of them, and this article is called "Liberal Heads Explode as Trump to Destroy Marxist Obama Tranny Mental Illness Definition." I mean, okay, obviously we know who wrote that article. Thank you, Red Pill. Okay, you don't have to, we all know who wrote that. Yeah, so there it is right there. And now that originally came from the paint from Macintosh.
Why is right, yeah.
It's Wojak with stylized lines. Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know what the claims might be to it, because it is quite generic. The point of it is to be generic. But do you think Apple would even have the gall to come forward? I'll say it. Do they have the balls to come forward and make some sort of Because what can happen is if Apple decides that they don't like it, they can make copyright claim to it because
of the 1984 ad?
Because it was used on Paint.
Oh no, because of where it was, right?
They may have done some sort of copyright on that imagery for Paint and claim that, oh, well, you're ripping this off.
Right.
But I don't see it happening. So the point of this is that they're robots. They're non-playable characters, and it's so true. You hear them repeating and repeating, and then they get programmed, and then they go out, and they're just under control, and that's what it is. It's
in a game,
that face.
And so
speak, yeah.
within 2 days of this coming
viral?
out, within 2 days, Twitter banned it.
Mm-hmm.
Born to Be program.
They used. Can you imagine banning that?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, what is this? And because we're dehumanizing. Now, you made an interesting point. You were being dehumanized.
Right. For 2 years, folks have been being called, like, if they didn't like what you were saying, oh, you're a Russian troll. Oh, you're just a bot. I remember once somebody saying, oh, something being shared from the Goldwater, and somebody jumping in and saying, well, according to this algorithm, the Goldwater is a Russian bot propaganda. And I'm like, I happen to know who runs our social media, and it's not a robot. Bleep, bloop, no. It's an incredibly advanced AI, if so. It has passed the Turing test, okay? But yeah, it's totally demeaning.
Yeah.
You know what, though? I'm not a baby, so I didn't cry about it. I just, I manned up, But yeah, no, the irony that it's only dehumanization when it's happening from us and not to us.
Well, and so the
apparently.
big one here is that people really kind of tripped out over. There's now a new NPC with Trump with the hair, and then put an NPC on Trump, which the whole point is to really get deep into whatever, kind of really screw up their programming. Which is, hey, just really mess with their minds. So when you put that on Trump, they're like, but I should be offended. Tell me what to do. Can I?
Right?
I don't know, because, and the whole point is listen, why are you freaking out? It's a cartoon. Can't you think enough on your own are you that triggered and sensitive? And so hopefully this, I can really see this. You know what? I might do this today because I'm not able to smoke. I haven't been able to smoke.
Oh, really?
I've been sick for 2 days. And
then it's time to quit smoking.
Okay, but then I'll start snuff.
You already started it. Okay, we have an interesting comment on that article here.
Oh, yeah.
He said, Steve Lee, he said, when a media personality has no real opinion of their own and just spouted can't respond to any given situation, yeah, they deserve to have their face removed. Those who research and have genuine knowledge have a duty to police the net.
Yeah. Well, when somebody says face removed on that, I'm like, oh, well. You have to think of Hannibal Lecter, because we get some of those comments as well.
Oh my God, what are they?
Right?
It's
like the...
Hey there, nice. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Good job. Thank
it's
you,
like, what is it? Tony, by the way, in the chat here, mentioned seeing a picture from a protest. I saw this too, actually. One of the people had an NPC mask on, was holding a big sign that read "Orange Man Bad." For hours, this guy in a gray mask holding a sign that says "Orange Man Bad," and no one.
They don't know.
No, repeating the same things over and over again. How is that not? That's the whole point of the meme. Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm gonna get sick. I just got
Excuse me.
The whole point is that they don't know. They have to be told what to be offended by. So that's the whole point of the thing, is that there's definitely, if there's not one around close enough, they're going to have to go report it and say, should I be offended? Because their whole... Wow, it smells like I snorted a ground-up saddle. Wow. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, you should.
I'm okay. I'm sneezing in this direction. I'm beyond the infectious.
I just got well.
I'm beyond. Well, that means that you need more of it to make sure you don't get sick again.
I think it might be where it's getting dried out. I've had that stuff for 8 months now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just getting dried out. Yeah.
maybe this is good for me. I don't know.
It's not good for me.
Hey, I'm keeping it. I brought my extra large handkerchief today. So,
Man
but,
size.
yeah, they
not
don't know.
right.
Yeah, Texas size.
Uh,
So they don't know when to be and how to be offended, and so they have to look. It's like, so hey,
hey, go. Excuse me.
I'll never forget seeing somebody mention us on Twitter once, like months ago. Said something along the lines, something about media bias fact check, and these guys tell me, let me know who's telling the truth, and I'm like sitting here thinking, because you can't think for yourself, so you've got a list of so they think for you. I understand. If I wasn't able to come up with a complete thought on my own, I'd probably just what to think. Tell me what think.
Media bias. Well, we're not going to call them out right now. We've got. Actually, we kind of have like kind of a mute policy on them right now. But quickly, 90% of their budget comes from Facebook. So, duh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then obviously we went into a project. Let's go ahead and tease it a little bit, but we're not going to say what we're doing.
Right? Yeah.
Because we're
doing a little undercover work.
We're undercover right now. We're going O'Keefe. And it's
Project
fun.
Veritas.
Well, actually, in this thing, it actually takes two of us. I mean, I went in alone, and I was scared. And when you finally say, "Hey, I'm in," I'm like, "Oh, thank God," because it's going to take like so much self-restraint over the next I don't know how long we're going to be, be able to last. I'll try to have to support you, and like, we gotta go, man. I'm like, no, fight on. We gotta go. So we're gonna have to rely on each other, and it takes a huge amount of self-restraint not to blow your cover. But oh man. But anyway, we've got a nice project going there, and these are not the official ones, but we do have these coffee mugs here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have the coffee mugs.
And so these are the ones here that we've got. I think they're very similar to the ones that we've got online. So we're going to start selling
somebody in the chat mentioned it. They sasaw that. Oh, hey, I want them. Want one of those. So I shared the link in the.
It's Dingle. Well. Hi, Dingle. Thanks for hanging out.
But also, you might want to take a look. We do have the. We've got a couple of different versions, and we do have the Covfefe mug,
right?
Which is it's a pattern that just says Covfefe over and over and over and over, and it's kind of a trolling type of mug. You might want to give it to a liberal, because they may not know what the Goldwater is, and they may not know what Covfefe means.
Oh, right.
And which is the whole point. We don't know what it means. It's a bunch of gibberish, and you're freaking out over it. You know what? I think we should do some NPC cups. I mean,
oh yeah, that would be awesome.
We should definitely do NPC cups.
Oh yeah, I would want that.
Let's do that.
I've seen this T-shirt. It says it looks like that, and it says "I'm an individual."
Yeah, number 16113.
Yeah, I'm an individual. I kind of want to have that.
Like over and over and over and over.
My favorite part about the Covfefe thing was when Trump tweeted it, and then Sean Spicer comes out and in the role of White House, spokesman says, no, actually, there's a small group of people who knows what he's talking about. Meanwhile, in the Chans, no, literally, they've come up with like 50 pages where, okay, now listen. So now if you take this and you break it down, and then the CO is like cobalt and VE, and then you take these numbers, and that's the transcriptase, blah, 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 the genetic code of what's making the frogs gay.
Yeah.
And and then there were 18 different. But it also means, see, it's Arabic, and, dude.
Did you know? I need to check it
deep.
again.
It was pretty deep,
One of the best performing articles we've ever
Dr.
had.
Otts,
was Dr. Otts' analysis of Covfefe, but he did it COVFEFE instead of COFVEVE. And it's in the headline, and he says, well, I'm going to analyze that.
Right, yeah.
And so he went through and analyzed that, and just to make a point, he's like, I can analyze this and come up with something that's just, And so people were searching for it because they didn't know, well, Covfefe, was it C-O-V-F-E-F-E or C-O-F-V-E-V-E? And so we got a massive amount of traffic on it.
Right,
and
yeah.
people were like, this is fascinating. And then oh my God, it makes so much sense. And the bottom line is okay, you know, okay, he's either trolling or, you know what, I wouldn't put it past Trump to have a code word that he sends out. But I mean, when you're the president of the United States and you've got the football in the next room, come on.
I definitely think that a lot of the stuff he does and says is like he knows what he's doing. The whole bit about Greg Gianforte. Oh man, he knew what he was doing there.
Yeah.
He knows what his followers will hear.
Yeah.
And what the people who hate him will hear.
Yeah.
And he can say one thing and then two different things are heard. Now me, I'm over here and I'm like, I don't know, it's like, you ever seen The Prisoner, the UK TV show The Prisoner?
No.
Okay, it's this like psychedelic show from the 60s where he's on an island and they're, oh no, really? Oh my gosh, okay, you've got to see The Prisoner. Anyways, it's this old psychedelic series
I've seen
from
the Prison
60s.
Break.
And if you watch it like sober, you see just this show. But if you're tripping and you're me, then you're like, okay, now I see where that's supposed to make his head bulge out if you're tripping and and aren't familiar with the process, then you would really freak out at that, right? It's the same thing with Trump. He's able to okay, this is what my base is going to hear. This is what the people in the middle are going to hear. This is what the people who hate me are going to hear. I think a lot of what he does is definitely taking all that into account.
He's toying with people. I mean, just today, actually, the whole arena kind of went silent. And this just happened a half hour ago. He's talking about the governor of Texas coming up and asking him for, I think it was $20 billion to build this dam. Did you catch that part of it?
No, I just caught the very end. Yeah.
So Trump is saying, hey, you want $20 billion.
Right here, yeah.
And then later in the speech, he brings it back up again and he says, well, this guy, he's a great guy, but he just asked me for $20 billion. And I got to think about it. And you know what? I told him, I said, hey, I'll give you the money as long as my name's on it, as long as you put Trump on the dam. And the whole arena just went, what? Can he do that? Can he give money on condition that his name is on a public $20 billion public works project? And you could see him. He's like, I'm joking. Really? And you can say, I can see the media up there. They're going to report Trump demands his name on dam.
Right.
So.
Trump dam.
I think he knows what's going on. I think some of it, though, is subconscious because he's just used to, his personality is that way. He's kind of wired that way. But the NPC stuff is going to be hilarious. Certainly nobody can ban us from using it. They could probably ban us on Twitter and Facebook and I don't know. Oh, when is our YouTube date? We need a countdown for YouTube.
Oh yeah,
being live again because we got to do another show. We've got some gun people that want to come on. We're gonna do because it's coming on 3 months. Yeah, our YouTube was banned 2 months over 2 months.
I think over 2 months now.
So we should be coming up on.
So we're waiting for 4 weeks and then.
I don't know. We should get a date because we need to put together the show. The whole point of the show, folks, is we're going to get other people who are banned on YouTube, who are freshly banned, and we're back on. And we're going to all kind of see how many different ways we can hook together with video and whatnot and talk for an hour and see who gets banned first. We're gonna have prizes. We're going to have prizes. One of the guys is he's actually talking about donating a gun. So just to make sure that we really sauce this one up. So it's an AR-15. It's chambered in .223, by the way. So that's something to look forward to. So we need to start planning that show. It just reminded me that it's coming up. It'll be great. I think we can't do anything overt. So the whole point is to find something that's outside of their terms of service policy.
Right, exactly.
So you can't, no cheating, folks. You have to follow YouTube's rules.
No cheating.
which
to follow
it's
their
totally
rules.
possible to follow their rules and still get put in a limited state or banned. It happens all the time.
Well, that's what happened to us.
Exactly.
So, and that's what happened to them.
Alex Jones didn't break any specific rules that are in the terms of service. I can't use PayPal for the rest of my life. Why? Because I wrote about Kratom. I've read the
Really?
terms of service. Yeah, that's what they told me because I wrote about Kratom.
Yeah.
I can understand you can't sell Kratom
Yeah.
because there are certain items you can't sell.
Mhm.
But dude, how does me writing about Kratom? No, but I am in a permanently limited state, and I've called the people, and they said that if I start a new account, then and I put funds in it, then they can take my money. They can take my money, so I can have a PayPal account
Yeah.
if I want to, have a chance that they just take my money whenever they want to. So no, I'll just thanks. I'll just never use PayPal again.
There's
That's
other
okay.
ways around it.
Yeah.
It's sad though. I mean, and the thing is, there's a guy that keeps coming on, and I occasionally do make comments on our stories as an anon. I'm allowed.
Me too.
I mean, it's fun. I try not to troll, but
Yeah.
but there's one guy
Everyone
that keeps
goes
coming
anon in there.
on Facebook, and whenever we were writing about Twitter or Facebook, but it seems to be on Facebook, and I've seen this like 2 or 3 times on every Facebook article. He comments in, he says, well, it's a private company, they can do whatever they want. Case closed. And I'm thinking, that would be normal, but number one, it's not a private company.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a market cap of $342
Right.
billion, and it's a publicly traded entity.
Exactly. And when folks like Facebook and Jack Dorsey say this is a public square, oh really?
Twitter.
That means you have to provide free speech.
Well, I'm not one for. I mean, having worked as in ISPs, managing them and owning, I'd say, okay, you know what?
If it's a literal gray area, sure.
If we don't like you, I think a private company should, it's their responsibility to say. It's like the guy in Hawaii in a restaurant saying, if you voted for Trump, we won't serve you. That's
Oh,
fine,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. Nobody should be.
Yeah, like a small business or whatever. Yeah.
Right, and so the way the laws are working now, there's 2 different marked differences here. One, this is a publicly traded company with a market cap of $342 billion, and arguably, certainly, a monopoly in the communications industry, in the worldwide communication of human beings. They own a ton of infrastructure, and they're in control of a massive amount of communication that people rely on. Also, there are certain places that you cannot go without having a Facebook account. So they've set themselves up for this. I don't really want to get beyond the point of saying, hey, well, they have accountability to the stockholder, which means they probably shouldn't get into these loaded things. And then on top of this, they shouldn't be doing anything illegal because they're already in the spotlight for all the social justice that they're trying to inflict on everyone. But when they're doing illegal things like overstating their marketing reach and selling ads with that information, then everybody says, well, every internet company, I'm sorry, that's illegal. That's false advertising.
Jack Dorsey in front of Congress said, yes, Twitter is a public square, which means he cannot selectively ban people for their politics. Now, if you want to have a little, small business, then I believe that the gay baker should be able to turn away the Christian should be able to turn away, or the Christian baker should be able to. That's a small business. That's different.
Yeah.
But when Jack Dorsey and Twitter or Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, when you create this public square, that means you cannot selectively ban political speech.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to.
for
Well,
everyone,
I mean, he doesn't get to decide that, but I'm talking about legislation. They managed to view, for example, the gay baker. It's a great illustration here because under that law, which is what they're celebrating, oh, great, the Christians had to bake for the gay guy, we won. Well, under their thinking, their laws, we should not be, they should have to bake for us, which means they should have to pay for bandwidth, and I mean, we certainly pay for it in privacy.
More
and
than
A Westboro
5
Baptist
times.
Church.
All of this.
I would like a Westboro Baptist Church themed cake, sir. You know,
yeah.
go into a Gay Bakery and have
Can you
me a
make me a
God
cake
hates.
with tons of colors
I'm
in
not
it?
gonna say because then we get
Unicorn
kicked off Twitch,
cake.
too.
Unicorn cake. Well, did you see the when the cake trip was happening? Remember this guy? And it was was it Safeway or no? It was Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a bakery, and apparently you can go in and order a cake.
Mm-hmm.
And so what had happened is that this guy, I think they were looking for a lawsuit.
Was this one of the Hitler cake stories?
No, I think it said "Happy Birthday, Faggot" or something
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I think it was a gay thing, or maybe it said "Happy Birthday, Nigger," or I mean something. It was either gay or black guy, but it turned out that this was a plot.
Happy birthday, homo.
Between, so the baker, these two guys got together and they said, "Hey, you know what? I mean, I bet you could get a lot of money if I made a cake that said nigger on it, and because you could sue Whole Foods, and and I think that was either it was either that or gays. It was either being black or gay. I mean, whatever. It would be tranny, or it could be any hot spot thing. But
Right.
these two colluded, and one guy worked at the bakery and wrote on the cake, "Happy Birthday, Nigger." And then there was another situation where they got the cake and then returned it, and it was obvious that they had written someone else had written something on it claiming that so I mean the whole cake thing is just like they're looking to be offended and make money off of it. That's the bottom line. So I mean this goes beyond,
or just to make noise
compared
about
to
it.
that, the woman that with the thumb and the chili at Wendy's is a stand-up person. At least she went to the trouble to get a real finger and put it in chili and really kind of take it through and convince an attorney to sue Wendy's. I respect that more than the cake people.
Right.
At least she got she's going to the trouble to get a human appendage. You got to give her credit. So yeah, man, all of these NPC, this is going to be great. I hope that this is everywhere. I hope it's everywhere. I mean, in fact, actually, I think it's kind of a shame that it's coming out so early because I don't want people to get tired of it.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Halloween's coming up. So what do you think?
Have you seen the? I've seen pumpkins carved in the style of the NPC. Yeah, great. But yeah, no, I mean like I'm pretty sure by after the midterms it will begin to be played out, just like Kekistan ran its course. But you know what? Kekistan helped the meme wars. The meme wars are part of what brought us Brexit
if you
and
don't
Trump.
think Pepe's gonna pop out of one of these cups anytime before 2020, come on, Pepe will return. I mean, he's just taking
Pepe just hibernating.
Vacation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's over.
And then he's being replaced with this face, the cartoon face.
He's in a brothel in Laos right now. That's his style. A dingy back street.
What is this? Australian Prime Minister apologizes for institutional pedophilia?
They got a big problem over there.
What's happening in there?
Aussies don't like kids getting molested. That's an issue, and especially priests doing it. So they're
not just priests, aid groups, and religious organizations, government institutions.
Yeah.
But like I pointed out in this article, wait a minute, is this the same country where that Gary Dowsett guy helped set up the Safe Schools Czar program? From the mid '80s on, this guy's been advocating for end of age of consent laws. Oh. He's a pedosexual activist. He's an open pedophile and pedophile activist, and he's in charge of safe schools. Safe for who? safe for pedophiles, I'm assuming.
That's crazy.
I mean, you know, so I mean, like if they want to, if they really want to walk the walk and talk the talk, they need to look into that as well. The Gary Dowsett is the guy's name. Oh, and as I pointed out in the article, evidently Gary Dowsett, somebody did a commercial that was Blizzard was on Twitch, and there was some ad, and they called it transphobic because the guy's gay. The guy's gay, and he's in addition to being a pro-pedophile activist, he's also a gay rights activist. By the way, if I was gay, I'd be like, dude, can you pick one or the other? But if you're going to be a gay activist, then don't be a pedophile activist, or, you know, like pick one or the other. There he is, yeah.
What's your flavor?
It's time society acknowledge the truth. Not all sex involving children is unwanted abuse and harmful. Dude, you can get the hell out of here with that shit.
He needs a babysitting job, that guy, really.
Safe schools, Czar. Safe schools?
That's insane.
What the hell? Yeah. So, I mean, like, honestly, if they want to take care, you know, if they want to get rid of the problem, they need to notice stuff like that. You know? You can say, you know, like the South Park episode with BP, you can say, I'm sorry, all day long. You know what? Sorry ain't worth the paper it's printed on. You know? Do something. How about you make it better or stop doing the thing? You know? Don't say sorry, just do better.
We're talking about the reaction of, like, the confused reaction of NPC. Halloween is always a good time to be doing this. I'm sure, hopefully we'll see a bunch of people dressed up like NPCs, you know, because that's kind of scary. Especially if at a group of them, you know, have like a group of 20 friends that come out and do it. But I mean, how about this? I mean, what would happen if you dressed up as a pedophile? You know, you went total pedo. Like with the glasses and the whole, you know, and you had
You mean like James Gunn did?
Yeah, and you're handing out candy.
Brian Singer, famous Hollywood pedophile. That I've seen pictures of him at parties dressed up as a priest or whatever. Yeah,
but as a pedophile.
Yeah.
You got the creepy glasses that are all steamed up.
I said priest. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go. I know. Yay.
I don't know about you guys.
I had one really quick before I forget. And I just saw this.
Before I forget, I'm taking memory pills.
Willis, what is the name of this?
Bruce Willis.
The hurricane. Willis.
Free Willy.
The hurricane that's going to hit Mexico here, folks.
Hurricane Diana. Diana Willis.
No, there's a big hurricane that's going to be hitting Mexico here, and we just need to figure. I didn't have time before I left for the studio. It's WIL something, Hurricane Mexico News, and I think maybe I put it in
Willa, Hurricane Willa.
Yeah, and that's
Category 4.
Category 5. It just started. It just bumped up to, unless it just got bumped down. But as of like 45 minutes ago, right before I left, this thing looks mean. But what happens if that intersects with a caravan? Because they're kind of like, they look like they're coming. Here these folks are coming up here, and it's, hey, we got the hurricane coming, and it's like boom. Maybe that ought to take care of that whole problem.
You know, I've heard people say, why don't they just stop in Mexico? Well, a couple of obvious reasons. Number one, it's Mexico.
Right.
Nobody's going to be like, I want to seek a better life. Let me go to Mexico. Yeah. I mean, unless they're on the run from the cops, and that's the closest place you can get.
A lot of those people,
a lot of those people
probably are.
Right. Oh, yeah. Secondly, though, do you realize that Guatemalans and Hondurans in Mexico, dude, you're going to get locked up. Like, there's profiling in Mexico. It's not America, y'all. It's not America. They don't take kindly to, America's so bad to immigrants. Really? Then why aren't they stopping in Mexico? How come they're trucking on? Because they don't want to get locked up. You know, illegal immigration, forget Sheriff Joe Arpaio's Arizona. immigration in Mexico. It's worse than your stop and frisk in New York, worse than Sheriff Joe's Arizona. No, there's nothing we have compares to Mexico's immigration policies, or policy on illegal immigration, rather.
Diana, do you want to do something a little controversial? Yeah?
Cutting my wrist on the live stream.
No, we're not going to do something like that. Jeez, wow, where's that coming from? No, I was actually thinking about something different. Phil, do you want to join us?
No, I keep watching this Prison Break show.
But
and I was like,
maybe you shouldn't. What is going on? So I think what we should do is, you can go ahead and you pray. You're Catholic. And,
I like this.
I
Phil,
do.
Phil, you go to church?
I'm a Catholic, but
So,
I'm not practicing.
Let's pray. Let's say a prayer together. Do you want to lead us in a prayer?
No, I don't know how to pray.
Let's all pray for Hurricane Willa to take care of this caravan problem, because it's like two terrible things that need to be solved. I mean, we always turn something bad into something good.
Are you asking for like a Red Sea type affair?
I think. Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Yeah. We're gonna part the waters. We're
Dude.
Except, well, no, that's quite the opposite, because we don't want safe passage. We want that.
Jim Sherney saying is
we want it filled in.
that is a day after size hurricane.
Is that
a day after size hurricane?
He also said that his
After day.
dictation feature
It's
might
Bixby.
result in
Yeah,
misspellings.
it's just Bixby
Oh,
talking
okay.
to us. Hi, Jim.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
So you're telling me that the hurricane should hit these people in the Caribbean?
I think that there's enough time for us to pray that it does.
I'm not gonna pray for anyone that's
You
gonna
don't.
harm.
We don't pray
people.
for death and
Yeah, right.
destruction. But what
No,
about
not
the
the
death
good-
and? But this is, we can pray for our enemies to be defeated, because they're right.
I'm really sure
It's an
that there's
invading
another
force.
way to fix that problem.
Machine guns,
It's not
landmines.
always
Mexico
killing people.
tortures migrants in effort to slow illegal immigration. They torture them
Torture.
there.
Sounds good to
Oh,
me.
but they're putting them in cages. Are they beating them after they put them in the cage? Because that's what they do in Mexico.
I'm sorry, but
They
I
should
think
just arrest them all.
it's up to
arrest
every
them
new
all.
person as to what happens to you. I don't view this
These
as
people
any-
are inevitable. They're digging under the ground. What else they
I
can
think
do?
that it should be a new surprise every turn, because nobody should view this any differently than you in your house having somebody walk in without being invited, without knocking, without ringing the doorbell, without calling. You don't know them. They just walk into your house and sit down on your couch. Any number of things can be done to you at that point. Depends on what house you walk into. I think it should be a surprise for everyone. Okay, you might have a little old lady give you tea and have you hang out there for a while, and it could be poison. But you could have somebody just beat the hell out of you. You could have somebody put you at gunpoint, have them join some sort of sex game.
You.
I mean, I'd kind of vote for just blowing them away and calling the cops. But that's just me. I'm kind of a straight shooter.
But yeah, electric shocks, beatings.
Tasers.
That also, they
so
should have the whole world of surprise.
America's immigration policy, man. Dude, we're not Mexico.
Yeah.
This is why when Trump said shithole countries, he's not just talking about their economy. It's when it comes to the way they treat human life. Things are cheaper. Things are cheaper in Mexico compared to the U.S.,
Why are
including
they all,
human life.
Like the people in Mexico are fleeing. Is that like Mexico is super bad or something?
Well, it ain't.
Why are they trying to
Compared
go in
to the
America?
U.S., yeah.
Well, yeah.
And part of the reason why, in the 80s and 90s, everybody was sending a cousin or somebody up to Tennessee or Texas, or so they send in a family member, and then those family members are wiring money back. And guess what? After a few years, Nikes and tortillas now cost the same as they do in McMinnville or Arkansas, or because that's how inflation works. You know why we don't have 80-hour work weeks in the U.S. and we have a minimum wage? Because people stood up to robber barons and they got shot sometimes.
Mm.
People died for our labor rights. And I'm sorry, Mexico, but you're only making it worse by running away from the problem and sending money back. You're only creating hyperinflation in your own country.
Yeah.
People have got to fight, you know?
Well,
you love your country, make it better, you know?
I don't think that the argument needs to get past the point that this is a country, here's the border, you're going to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's illegal for you to be doing that. And I think that depending on the state, depending on the county, they should decide, hey, what are we going to do with these sumbitches? No catch and release, okay, folks? It should be something new and exciting for them every single time, because I don't know about you, but I expect something bad to happen when I go into somebody's house, or I decide that I'm going to go to a great deal of trouble to cross into the border of a country illegally. Something bad should happen to me no matter who I am, or what language I speak, or where I'm coming from, or what my plight is. I'm sorry. Something really bad should happen, something surprising, so that they can run away and tell the folks that are coming. I mean, people who are going to the United States, okay, and their coyote is coming up, they should see one really terrified guy running right past them back the other way. Dude, you do not want to do that. And, you know, he doesn't have time to tell them what happened. But whatever it is, it should be a nightmare scenario. It is, you know, I know this is really harsh, but this is how I propose that you deal with terrorism. I mean, I'm talking about wiping out an entire family of anyone that does a suicide bomber. So, I mean, you're talking about killing kids and things like that. But you only have to do one of those things, and it's totally unethical. But you only have to do it a half dozen times for people to know that you're serious. So it's like, okay, you can kill yourself, but your entire bloodline is going to be destroyed. We will do it. And you make sure that other people, and you have to do it. So you will be killing innocent people. These people aren't innocent. So I'm saying, hey, folks, over in, I think it's in Hawthorne, Nevada, which is where a lot of these chemical landmines are still being, you know, that's where a lot of those things are stored. We need to start dusting those babies off and make sure that they work, okay? I'm telling you. I'm really saying we should do it. Now, landmines are against the Geneva Convention. I figure if you're going to use landmines, if you're going to break it, you might as well do it right and start using some gas.
So are white phosphorus and cluster bombs the way Israel uses it, but nobody bats an eye there.
That's true. And you've got flechettes as well. So, I mean, you can use flechettes. And I mean, I say we just rock and roll on the whole deal. But make sure it's self-triggered, so it's like, well, you done did it to yourself.
Have you ever imagined how different the world would be if Benjamin Netanyahu got half the scrutiny Trump does?
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I mean, like I said, what Mexico's beating, electroshocking, and killing migrants. And, you know, meanwhile, that whole bit about they're locking children in cages, you realize that's from a protest. Those pictures that were circulated are from a protest during the Obama administration. They're not locking children in little cages. That's a lie. That's completely made up. You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Votes? Anyone? Landmines? Booby traps? Vigilantes. I mean, there are a lot of people that are so upset about this caravan thing.
Put the Ark of the Covenant there at the border, get some, you know, Indiana Jones action.
I actually have a whole mob of people that want to get
What is this thing?
People that want to get a little trigger time, have them dress up as
that's
NPCs.
the other point. Criminals target women and children. I've heard it. The odds of women and girls getting raped and or trafficked to be raped multiple times is it's pretty stupendous.
You should be talking.
I don't know how bad it was where you came from, but trust me, it's worse on the way over.
I mean, the odds of you not getting raped
exactly are
It's probably part of payment. It's probably to be expected. So, and that's the same thing anytime you've got that. And here's the thing. Europeans look at this, oh, you guys are so mean and so, but what are you guys doing? Look at Merkel, okay? What is going on with that? I know. Let's go ahead, and the first thing that we're going to do to deal with this crisis of migrants is we're going to let them know that it's okay to come here. I'll tell you what we're going to do is make sure that the people who are smuggling these people get a lot of money, because there's demand, because people are getting across. If people didn't get across, there wouldn't be smuggling. And why not go after these people instead of create this huge demand for probably some of the worst, sickest people on the face of the planet? You're talking about human traffickers, rapists, and of course, God knows what else is coming with these people. They're smuggling. So are they loaded with drugs? Are these people packed with drugs? Are they, or bombs or whatever it might be? I mean, and of course, maybe sprinkle in a terrorist, a budding terrorist or two. A 26-year-old who says he's 14. So, I mean, but if you really care about these people, why are you funding them to spend all of their life savings to get raped and then face what could be very dangerous? A lot of people die in the Mediterranean. It looks like a little lake on a map. That is an ocean, folks. That is, I mean,
Jesus
that
Christ,
is seriously sea. You can get 30-foot waves there.
Boy.
See, now that's exactly what a door gunner and a Huey needs to be doing. We need to be practicing on that. We've got a lot of, I mean, I definitely think that we should be doing something about this. I know I'm saying, oh, well, let's kill them. But I'm saying that we should probably just kill one or two, that are stumbling across the wrong place, wrong time.
Why don't you just create a river that full of alligators in there?
I was watching a video with
we got the Rio Grande. We could put a bunch of gators in the Rio Grande.
Make the place more dangerous so people won't think of crossing.
People with flamethrowers.
Gangs of people wearing any borders. Just
kill.
No.
Hunting trips. Hunting trips.
Make it like what do you call that?
The most
Hunger
dangerous
Games.
game.
Drones.
The Hunger Games are like the
you
Maze
could have
Runner.
like real life. Think of the video game.
Maze Runner.
There's a TV show in like Germany or somewhere in Europe where the basic idea was the migrants come in and then they're in a Thunderdome type atmosphere.
It's like a game. If they
and
will
the
win,
ones
they
that
will
survive,
get,
it's like
citizenship.
you fight for the you fight to the death for citizenship.
You tell them that,
yeah.
but in my game, everybody does. The winner gets it the worst. Okay,
Jesus.
It's all a lie.
Then it's like if they pass through all that obstacles, then it's like worth it to have the U.S. green card.
Right.
It's
yeah.
like Running Man. Even the winners in the movie Running Man.
Right.
They say they went,
true.
oh look, he's in Topeka, Kansas with a wife and all of this, and they're dead.
What's with the green card though? What's with the green card?
Well, green card is the coveted thing.
It.
You don't. I mean,
I would want to see United States, but it's not really okay. Oh my God, my dream is to be in America or something like.
Well, it might. I mean, for a lot of people, you can go and get some. I mean, working over there, especially now, like if you had a job in San Francisco, please don't. That's terrible.
Can I go?
No, you wouldn't come back the same, and you wouldn't be welcome. We would tell you to stay out of your own country. You can keep San Francisco. If you go over there and get infected, we're going to tell you not to come back to your own country.
STD or the AIDS?
You get all sorts of creepy stuff over there, but liberalism is the worst thing to catch. You can't get rid of it. Most of the time there's no cure. But
TSD.
TDS. But yeah, I think that I don't know. What do you guys think? NPCs are going to be the non-player characters.
I'm going to dress as NPC.
That would be awesome. I think those for Halloween. But we could get gangs of people dressed as NPCs going down to the border and just open fire. Oh wow! Here we go. There we are. Awesome.
I like the Trump one.
I don't know. I just saw it over there. Yeah.
That's creepy.
That's creepry. I hate
little
that.
Michael Myers action going on.
I remember that ever being on a show. What's been going on around here?
Bring back Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, Pepe's gonna hop
Bring
in
him
and out.
back.
Yeah.
Pepe.
But the NPC thing, I think that's just hilarious because it's so.
I'm gonna
funny
get that shirt.
That Twitter just 2 days, 48 hours, they banned it. I mean,
No,
they can't stand
that guy.
They can't possibly. Are you telling me that they've fed that into their algorithm for image scanning, and it's flagging? Now they've got people that are on the search for dehumanization.
Mm-hmm.
What is the world coming to, folks? This is terrible.
For whatever reason, though, Louis Farrakhan saying, "I'm not anti-Semite, I'm anti-termite." That wasn't dehumanization, though, apparently.
No kidding.
Because he's black and Muslim.
Well, we have
it's okay.
We have we'll let you guys know when the Twitter, when the YouTube show comes on, because we're going to get some people that are in the gun.
Oh, thanks for
business
supporting our shop, by the way, Tony.
And yeah, that's awesome. We'll be doing that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We do have some good news from the story behind the story. There is a link to the show. Phil and I will be hosting, and we will hopefully try to bring on Lexi and maybe
that's
Red
gonna be
Pill.
on
That'll
Friday.
be this Saturday morning, Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. That's the story behind the story. And we'll be talking a little bit about Alex Studer, Redfoot, who is going to get out of prison. Okay, went from a $2 million bond, 25 years in prison, to out at the end of the month. And we'll discuss with you how that happens in California. And we're going to welcome him back. This is going to be so awesome. He's going to be obviously happy. So we'll see what we can do to help him as well. So at the top of that, Murdoch reporting. Nothing to
yeah,
declare.
and don't forget to click the little buttons below this screen to find to get hooked up with the rest of our social media stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, folks.
Thanks for hanging out.
Godspeed.
Bye-bye.
All right.